Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and this one says, the other day I was talking to a friend, and we were debating about open relationships versus monogamous relationships, me being for open and him being for monogamy. I felt we both made some good points on both ends. Long story short, there was one point that my friend made which stuck out regarding me being inconsiderate, which he felt most of society would perceive as a dick move. I'll explain. I was saying to him that my way of making an open relationship happen with the chick is that I would simply wait until she's emotionally invested in me and wait till she brings up the relationship, which is what you advise us to do regardless of whether it's monogamy or open we're wanting. Then once she brings it up, I will then unveil the fact that I'm into open relationships and explain to her what I want to happen. On the other hand, my friend is saying the more considerate way of doing things is being honest at the start of meeting her and letting her know that I'm into open relationships. I responded back to him by saying there is no need for me to bring that up at the beginning of dating. It's not necessary. But he was stating because of the fact that society mainly is about monogamy, most people have that monogamous mindset when dating in terms seeing themselves being in a monogamous relationship with you as the end result of just dating each other. So he felt me wanting an open relationship would be something that is significant because apparently to him that open relationship is of the minority and does not agree to the way I would unveil it, because he feels that I would be playing with the girl's emotions, which makes her choice harder, and based on his ideology, she would most likely be expecting a monogamous relationship with me. By me saying that I want an open relationship could potentially crush her to pieces because of the emotional investment that she put into us seeing each other. He also said she may ask, why did I not say this at the beginning? Now, I did see his point of view on that, and the only response I could give to him is that you never know. It could go 50-50. She may be okay with the open relationship idea or even trying it out and works out great for both of us at the end of it all. I did also state at the end of the day, as human beings, we're all selfish. His rebuttal to that is that her selfishness is more selfless than mine, because he does agree to the point that if it all comes back to you, all of this is for self. For example, let's say she was buying me stuff while we were dating. One would look at this as a selfless act, but it's still selfish in terms of receiving that validation. The act she committed was just a byproduct of her feeling the good emotion of being validated by society, as society would perceive this as an act of kindness, which I could simply reciprocate. But in terms of this scenario specifically, regarding the emotional investment he feels, it's more inconsiderate and believes the majority of society would perceive this as a dick move. He stated he would be shocked if society was 50-50 on this matter at hand, and that to him that would be significant. It would be much appreciated if you could please give your intake on this dilemma. All right. So the thing is this, because this is a question I get a lot, even when it's not necessarily about open relationships. But I had some other people hit me up and they're like, should I tell a girl from the jump that I just want something casual, or should I wait, and then if she asks about what are we, should I tell her it's a casual thing and all this other stuff, right? So this is the thing, when you're first dating women, right? When you're first going out and doing your thing, right? You want to just keep things casual, just keep things chill. It doesn't have to be a big, conversation about, what's going to happen later in the future and all this other stuff. And, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that. It doesn't have to, that conversation doesn't have to happen. Now, sometimes that conversation happens because the girl brings it up. So now, if you are in a situation where, let's say you're like, I want an open relationship, or you're into open relationships. So if you and her was to get together, on some boyfriend girlfriend stuff, it'll be open relationship. Let's say that's what you're saying you want. And let's say you're dating this girl, some girl or whatever, and let's say on the first or second time you're hanging out or whatever, she tells you that she's looking for a monogamous relationship, right? And she starts that conversation and she's like, oh, I want to be in a long-term thing and I'm looking at this and that and this and that, right? Now, if she tells you that and then you sort of like just keep quiet about what you're doing and then you spring it up on her, that's one thing. You feel what I'm saying? Then it's kind of like messed up because she's already told you this is what she's, that she wants. And then you kept quiet about what you wanted and you were just like chilling with her. And so now she may be thinking that you want the same thing as her because you didn't say anything about it. You just was like, okay, well, you understand? So she's going to assume that's what you're probably looking for also. And then she's going to be dealing with you with that in mind. You see what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, what your friend was saying, he was saying that, most people would just assume that it's going to be a monogamous thing. And there's a lot of people who will assume that. But also, this is the flip side, is that even when you're dating, these women and they're dating you or whatever, nothing is really guaranteed. You understand? So even if she is looking for that monogamous relationship, and let's say she doesn't say it, but that's sort of what's in the back of her head, she's not necessarily guaranteed a long-term monogamous relationship with you or anybody. You understand? So all that really matters at this point is what's going on now. You guys just enjoying yourselves now. See, the hard part about this is that the reason why a lot of people don't have good relationships is because they're always looking at what's going to happen later instead of figuring out and enjoying what's happening now. You see what I'm saying? And what you said in your email is a good point, where you were saying that you could be with this girl, hang out with her, and then all of a sudden the conversation of a long-term relationship comes up. Let's say y'all been seeing each other for 6 months and now she wants to be your girl. And then you say, hey, well, listen, I want to do this open thing. She could actually be down with it at this point because she's attached to you. So she's just down like, hey, I just want to be with you. I could try this out, even if she wasn't initially thinking about it from the jump. See, with me, since I actually am already in an open relationship, when I meet women, I let them know, hey, I have a wife and a girl, because that is exactly what's happening now. That's what I'm about right now. That's what's going on. When you are meeting a woman, you're just some single dude who may or may not, because you never know, your mind might change at some point, who may or may not want an open relationship at some point. But at this point now, all we're doing is chilling, right? And on top of that, there are some times where, let's say, for example, you're dealing with a girl who you already know you probably would never want to make her your wifey. You understand? So you may look at her as a fuck buddy. You may look at her as some chick you just chilling with for right now, but you're never going to make her your girl. Like, you just know this for a fact. There's certain times okay, I would never fucking make this girl my wife, because either you're not you're not that attracted to her, but you're attracted to her enough to fuck her, or you're not really feeling her personality that much, but you think she's cute, so you deal with her, but you already know you're not trying to make her wifey. So it wouldn't really even make any sense for you to bring that up and say, hey, I'm looking for or I want to open a relationship if I get with someone, because you're not really trying to get with her. So what happens is that you and her could have a good time for a few months, and then you just keep it moving. Now, again, if this girl says, hey, I'm looking for a monogamous thing or whatever, and all this other stuff, then you got to bring some shit up at that point, because she's letting you know. So if she's like, hey, I'm looking for this monogamous thing, and you don't want to be monogamous with her, you don't want her to be your girlfriend, just be like, hey, listen, well, look, with me and you right now, I just want to chill and have some fun. You understand? I'm not really thinking about this whole boyfriendy girlfriendy stuff. So if you want to do that with me, that's cool. If not, we could keep it pushing, right? So the thing is, you're asking, should I tell her from the beginning or should I wait? You see what I'm saying? And what it is that it basically depends. Because again, like I said, one issue is if you already know you're not really trying to be with her on some long-term stuff, that conversation doesn't need to really even be had, right? If you see a girl and you see that you may want to be on some long-term stuff with her, then that conversation may need to be a conversation that you're having. And also, if she is bringing it up, like she's bringing it up, why can't I talk right now? She's bringing it up, right? Then it has to be addressed. Because now that it's brought up, and if you don't say anything, then it's kind of like you're being sort of deceptive. So a lot of it is really, based off of sort of the circumstance that you're in. It's also based off of how into the girl you are. You understand? And that will sort of give you the answer of how you want to really come at it. The thing is, though, at the end of the day, you just want to be honest and you don't want to lie. You understand? Or be deceptive. So if a girl is bringing up the monogamy thing and you pretend that you're cool with that, then that's lying. If you bringing up the monogamy thing and then you don't bring up the fact that you're into an open relationship, then that's, you being deceptive and all this other shit. You understand what I'm saying? But if y'all are just chilling and nothing is being brought up and y'all just hanging out and y'all just hooking up and doing y'all thing, right? Then just do that. You don't even need to bring up that conversation. And then at that point, if that conversation comes up, right, when she does bring it up, then you can have that conversation. Or if you see that she's feeling you and all this other stuff, and then you notice that she is leaning toward trying to be your girl and all this other stuff, then you can have that conversation. So it's basically a lot of times based off of, when it is important to have that conversation at that point, and that's when you do it. You see what I'm saying? So when you first meet a girl, in the first conversation, you don't got to be like, hey, well, I want an open relationship. And, it doesn't really matter because y'all are just getting to know each other. Y'all will just be chilling. Things will be casual at that point. You see what I'm saying? Because, again, like I was saying earlier, nobody is guaranteed a long-term relationship, right? Because even if, let's say, you weren't looking for an open relationship, let's say you was just, some dude who's dating and, you would probably get into a monogamous relationship if, it occurred or whatever, right? If you meet a chick, there's no guarantee you and her are going to be together anyway for long term, right? So it doesn't really matter at that point to really bring up that topic. It's just like when you go on a date with a chick, sometimes chicks will do stuff like, they'll be like, oh, so what are you looking for? And I want this and I want that. And they're bringing up all of this stuff at the beginning, and it sort of ruins it because the guy gets kind of scared off. He's like, damn, this chick is mad needy. She's trying to get married tomorrow. Like, relax. You understand? Like, let's get to know each other first. Let's see where this goes first. And then once we see that it's getting into that situation where, those feelings are getting there or it's getting to someplace, then we could talk about this other shit. You understand? So that's the thing. Like, it's all based off of, those particular circumstances that will give you the indicators of whether or not you need to even have those discussions. You see what I'm saying? So even if you're a guy who's not in sober relationships, you're just, chilling and you may want a monogamous relationship at some point, you don't even need to talk about those long-term things at the beginning, because at the beginning you guys are just chilling, getting to know each other to see even if it's going to get to that point. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, you saying, well, or your friend saying, well, most people are on that monogamy thing in society and this and all this other stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, that's not necessarily relevant, because just because she has the monogamous mindset, if that isn't being brought up, until that's being brought up, until the topic or even the feeling of that could go in that direction, until that's being brought up, then you can talk about that. Until then, you don't really need to even dive into that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? So don't feel like you need to, or, oh, it's messed up because, you knew she wanted a husband, and so it was your responsibility to tell her that this is what you wanted at this point, and blah blah blah, and all this other crazy shit. Because like you were saying earlier, she could be down with it at a certain point, And you may never know that. You don't even know. She may be down with an open relationship. You have no idea. She may be into that. You have no idea. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like this thing where you have to always assume, you know, all this other stuff. Again, with my situation, I always tell them what's going on because that's actually what's going on with me. What's going on with you is you're single. What's going on with me is I'm already in a relationship. So this is what I bring to the situation at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, you know, I don't go into a whole thing of, oh, well, this is going to happen later. Or no, it's just, this is what it is. And this is what's going on. We're just chilling. Same thing with you. You're single. This is what it is. She's single. Y'all chilling. When it gets to that point, you understand, or you see her, you know, getting all those feelings, or she brings it up, then you can talk about that, and then you can see where you guys can move forward. All right. So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you click the link below, and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.